been a month since I posted here, so that is my apologies. I've been more on just focusing on building and making sure that I've reached a diagnosis with Aquaperla. So originally we looked into just one city and one case. However, you do have to consider many areas and like other parts of the world and what is like the main root cause. Because sure, for in Iztapalapa and Ecatepec and other districts around el Distrito Federal de la Ciudad de México, at least for there, they have to walk like to a certain place to get water from the water trucks, the private public water trucks, which are known as the pipas. Um, and there is a certain cost to it. So one lesson from there is attention is money. Attention is money. Whoever said time is money is wrong, because time is yes, we don't get it back, but we all get 24 hours. So that's not the differentiation. It is where you are putting your attention to. When they say pay attention, they're literally like you pay it. So like time and attention would be like a debit card. Your time is the credit card, and then your attention is whatever you swipe it to. So if you picture it, time would be the credit card, attention would be the money inside that debit card. Sorry, debit card. I said credit card earlier. And every time you swipe, you are wasting. There's going to be a point where some things need a certain amount of money or attention, but you've already wasted it on certain other things, so there's not enough to accumulate. So that's one of the lessons I learned from there, and this definitely applies to any other aspect besides projects in like Iztapalapa and all that. But then I looked more towards my own village, my parents' village, and with some of the farmers, they do have to walk to some of the water sources. It could be their own well, or it could be through a different water source. It could be bottled water, or also water trucks, pipas for potable water. And there, it's around 1/6 of the daily's income. Most of these farmers, they make $2 to $10 US dollars a day, converting it from pesos to US dollars. So and this is like not even considering if they got a family, they got kids, and then what other types of business they have. Some have crops, some have animals, some have both, some of them have other businesses on the side, because there's a lack of economic flexibility, which means that they would have to do mitigation or avoidance strategies if lack of access to water. Either there's no water or it's contaminated and they don't have a way to filter it out. And sometimes when that happens, they have to walk to longer places to find the sources. And what I found out with just talking to a few industry experts around Berkeley and Stanford is Amy Pickering, just reducing the time to get to the water source at least 15 minutes. It can reduce what's it called? Enfermedades, infections, stuff like that, by 41%, and reduce child mortality between 11 to 17%. Not exactly but it's that range. So it's quite big in terms of the walk to get to the water, but also the time that you would have to walk and take out of your day or put your attention away in case if you got sick and you had to go to the doctor to get a certain diagnosis. So that's something also to take into consideration. And finally, there's the final point, which is the willingness to pay, and how do farmers look into when they're ready to pay something out of their wallet. And for them, it is also like first world investing. Like for us, it could be real estate, it could be crypto or stuff like that. So for them, it's like they would want to go low risk, but also a guaranteed reward in terms of it could be an investment into their business or their farming or their overall quality of life. QOL, and then return on investment is ROI. So they would rather go for something that is low risk, because they know that if they at least it won't be a huge damage. So we reached with the help of some farmers. The maximum is $5 and under $5 by month. That is the willingness to pay. So it has to be something equal to or below $5 by monthly that they are willing to pay to say, hey, if you cannot reduce the time we have to get to the water source, maybe we can reduce the time or eliminate the time that you have to go to get to the doctor. There you save the attention and time and money. Attention is money to go help and build out the business or farm. So we can definitely guarantee that. Can we guarantee getting to the water source? That is, its own scenario of its own. But then again, there are wells that are perfectly unused or just contaminated. We can also help there. And also in closed leak faucets, especially if the pipes are made out of lead. That's one way that heavy metal ions enter your faucet. If you have lead pipes, you might have heavy metal ions in it. So some of the lessons that I've that my team and I, Venkat, Leo, Anna, and I have reached to conclusions to as we spent this month reorganizing our intentions, building personal mission statements for the team, for the Aquaperla, and for myself, and good and strong diagnosis of a problem to build onto. Here are some of the lessons. Is a personal mission statement. It allows you to think and set intentions in decades. And that's why I believe that documenting the process is important for me. Maybe I don't do it that much frequently. Maybe I don't document enough. I think that in terms of these videos, I'd say once every 2 weeks is probably good enough. I'm not necessarily sure with once a month, because this does help me like reflect and see how far I've been growing, and also like how short my videos are. That's probably the best thing to notice. So do things for others and initially expect nothing in return. So that's one of the best ways to start creating some emotional bank for these people or for someone in particular. Do things without the expectation of nothing in return. Reserve in public. Please build in public. That's building in public is to do, not to say. You can say to certain people that you trust. It's better to tell them and be like, please keep me accountable to it. So that's one thing. Prioritization is more important than time management. I think that it's not how you organize your time. It's basically where attention is money. Attention is whatever the hell it is that drives you. So that's that. Attention is money. So yeah, that was another one. I think if I had to, what would be the best things to have in terms of to succeed? I am not there yet, but I think this is what my framework would be. I'd say you need discipline. You need to have like the grit, and you must stay in this game. Like I'm willing to wait. I'm willing to play the game for a decade and see where this goes. Like I will do it, and I will build the skills, traits, beliefs together with a little help of discipline and making sure that I stick to my mission statement and my goals, my intentions. And obviously attention, that's a big one. And then patience. Like this, I'm willing to play for a decade. The greatest things are going to come late. So I know I will have to be patient. This could take 4 years, 5 years, 7 years, 10 years. But I know that I am serving a well-intentioned and a good purpose. So this is a good place to go. And I love what I'm learning, what I'm researching with aerogels. So I'm not worried. There is a good place coming in front of me. Anything's possible with the unfair advantages. So like I guess not trying to be egoistic, just going back to just personal stuff. When I had open heart surgery here in the US, you have machines to operate. I don't know if I would be able to do it if I was born in my hometown, so it's like that's an unfair advantage. So that's just one thing that just thinking about it is like, and it is possible. You just need to have the unfair advantages. It's quite hard to get them. So either you're granted to them, which you have to understand how to wield such power. It's also a tricky one. Be selfish with your attention because it's the most important asset you have. This is gonna sound weird, but I'm 17, don't really have kids, don't have a job yet, in college, got nothing to lose. So might as well just build myself out, get so good that eventually, the best, I wouldn't say the best of the best, but the best that can, that I feel comfortable, I feel like I can thrive with, those will remain. And maybe even find my partner. Because it would be nice to have somebody special on my side. Control emotions, because that will get you far. So stay disciplined. Stay disciplined. And eat your own advice up like cake. The best advice comes from you. And most people like to, include me, I sometimes like to want to help other people, but sometimes I forget about myself. You don't help yourself, you can't help others. That's why they tell you when you're in an airplane and the oxygen mask fall down, put yours on first before you help others. Otherwise, both of you die. So hopefully you'll be suffocating. So in terms of future steps, we're going to get industry validation, and then we'll be sending out our applications to funding. In terms of PR&D research, we're looking for around 15,000 US dollars, and for relocation is going to be around, say, 8,000. So we'll see how that one goes. But I know that at the end of the day, it is up to me. I am the result of my decisions that I take today, yesterday, and all the years combined. So optimize habits and prioritize habits and to optimize the results, and hopefully, with unfair advantages that I have, shorten the time width to get to the final objective and get from stage 0 to stage 1, which is the lab. So be back in like 2 weeks for an update. So see you all.